I'm not even gonna waste any time getting into this one. You know what's in this box. I know what's in this box, and I am excited to open it. So no, we're not gonna use the Shout Out to Park Tool screwdriver to open it. We're gonna use the knife, and we're gonna get right on into opening the Alienation Vice Grip brakes. They are finally here, they are finally available, and you can get them right now. Let's go. I'm stoked. Here we go. Opening the box. Oh, the box is sick. I haven't seen the production box yet, or the, yeah, whatever you want to say. Oh, dude, that is sick. I'm really pumped on this. So on the outside of the box, we have Vice Grip with a vice and then skull and a rose. And to put a little context to the name here, the reason why we went with Vice Grip is, well, one, Zach at Alienation suggested Vice Grip like the one that's on the packaging here with an S. And then I got to thinking, and I was like, you know what? What if we changed the S to a C? Because vices are a thing that a lot of people have in life, and I like the connection between that. It almost kind of feels like brakes have become a vice to some people in BMX. So playing off of the vice, like a bench vice, and those are known for gripping things tight so you can get off a stuck bolt or whatever you have to do with them. So brakes obviously makes sense for that, and then vice, because it does feel like brakes are a vice in BMX. So now we have this side of the packaging, Vice Grip U-brake system. Same on this side. The bottom says alienationbmx.com. The back, full CNC'd 7075 T6 sealed bearing, black or polished available, and they work with front and rear. And I kind of think it's awesome that the front and rear option is on the packaging, but both are checked out there. That's pretty sick. So this is exciting for me. I came to Zach years ago at this point saying, hey, there's not a lot of great options for brakes in BMX right now. We should make a brake. And then I compiled a list with the help of some people that I know who ride brakes and always will ride brakes, Geoff Meade being one of them. And I said, what should we make this brake be? What should it have? What does your dream brake have involved with it? This is where we ended up. Every single thing that was on that list is in this brake. And this is the production one. And I guess the little things that go into the arms here are what we're jingling around in the box. But this is the shipped sample, not sample, the production unit for these brakes. And there's just something about having an idea and then seeing it through the first samples and then the revisions in the second samples, and not compromising whatsoever on certain things like the material on these brakes. There's 775 aluminum and they're CNC. This is something that was a little bit of a struggle to make happen, and we didn't compromise. We said, this is what we're doing. We're gonna do it, and that's where it landed. So let's take a little bit of a closer look here. I haven't had a set of the black brakes yet with the final, logo branding on them. So let's just go ahead and open these up. We've got the machining on it with the Alienation logo. These brakes, you can see that they just look stout. You can tell that they have stiffness and rigidity to them, and that's something that was also kept in mind with the material. And the reason that we didn't compromise on the materials, because you want it to be as stiff and as strong as they can be. So yeah, 7075 aluminum. And then you're noticing here that the brake arms have the logo on each brake arm. Here you can see that we have the bearings in them. This was another thing that was something on my list for sure, because I remember I had the Demolition Vulcan brakes back in the day, and they had bearings on them, and I just loved that about them. And so we implemented it into this, and that's just another factor of trying to make these the smoothest, stiffest, just best brakes that you can get. And there's more. But wait, there's more. These pads, So these pads are something that a lot of people have asked about. These pads, when we take a closer look at them, one, they are clear, but two, they're not actually a female brake pad. When we take a closer look, show you the clear and how much material's on there. These pads are super thick with material, but they do have a stud. It's just a smaller one. And then this nut, I guess you would say, was developed so that whenever you put it on here, one, it tightens with that 5mm Allen, but it slots into the brake arm, and then it just tightens onto the brake pad. So you don't catch your shoes or your pants or whatever on your brake arms. You just have this nice low profile side there. So yeah, these brakes are exactly what I dreamed that they would be. But there's more that comes in the box, so let's take a look. We have our caps and our springs right here, as well as the bolts that go for normal brake mounts. So these will work with them. Then we also have in this box 2 more bolt options. So what's awesome about these is that they come with everything that you could need in order to install them, no matter what type of brake mounts you have. So for example, I have an S&M frame which uses through the mount bolts. They go all the way into the frame. These countersunk bolts with threads all the way down them are perfect for that. These will work going directly onto my frame, which is awesome. Then you have these ones, which are the same thing but shorter, which means if your brake mounts are welded onto your frame or you use a different style of removable mount that doesn't tighten all the way through the mount, it tightens in its own way, and then the brake mounts have their own little threaded portions of them. These will work with that as well. And then we take a look at these bolts and we can see that they're a little bit longer yet. So no matter the depth of your brake mount or what style it is, these are going to work with them with everything that you need in the box. So the cables that come with these are a straddle cable that has both ends on it. So if you use a cable hanger and then you want these brake or the straddle cable to just go into the brake arms like that with the hanger here, you'll be able to just do that. Or it also comes with a straddle cable that is a bit longer, as we can see here, and only has one end on it. So if you're going to use one end in the brake arm here, and then the other end comes through, and you're going to use one of the included NARPs that are in the packaging. So what's also included here are 2 NARPs. One of them is chromoly, like this one right here, and the other is aluminum. But those come in the box as well in case you need 2 of these for a dual lower setup or whatever you might need 2 of them for, whether it's another front brake or something else you have laying around. Speaking of front brakes, these do work as front brakes. So we have this barrel adapter that is used for front brakes. So let's just say that this is our brake cable and we're running it through here. We can see that this can be used and set up with this barrel and then a NARP in the other side to be used as a front brake. All of the options. That was the point from the start. All of the options. And then we have the cable hanger that comes with these, and if you get the black set, comes with the black one. The previous final production sample I had was polished, and this was polished, so I'm going to go ahead and say that polished matches polished, black matches black. So with that being said, the only other thing in here is just a little cable end for your straddle cable should you need to put that end on there or you use this one. So there's a ton of stuff included in the box, and the whole point of this was versatility. We just wanted to make sure that everyone would be able to use these out of the box with their setup and tried to make them as versatile as possible so that you wouldn't have to buy or find or figure out a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, these are the Alienation Vice Grip U-brakes. They are available right now. You can get them through any bike shop that works with J&B importers, as well as the Alienation online shop, and soon you'll be able to get them from BMX mail orders. And honestly, it's almost a little bit surreal to be holding these right now, just because of how much it actually takes to go through and have a product go from an idea to a finished product. And it's crazy to say that it came from just an idea and saying, hey, these need to exist, and this is the dream brake setup I would have. These are all of the features, and every single one got implemented into here. And we went from, you know, having the idea and getting some ideas on paper to having a first sample, which I don't even have the other brake arm for because I had to send the other one back. But we had the first sample here, which obviously didn't even have the Alienation logo on it yet. But you can see that it wasn't far off. I mean, it's pretty dang similar at this point. There's only slight minor differences there, but there are differences. And then, you know, we go to the second sample, which I do have both of at this point. I'll set one aside. But then we have the second sample, which the differences are even more minor. Honestly, you can see some machining differences here, but the differences are things that you really wouldn't be able to see with the naked eye, and they still didn't have the logos yet. But then the final sample, which is the one that's on my bike right now, does have the logo and is pretty much the same as this, but it's just wild to go through that. And I'm so grateful to Alienation for, one, being open to the idea of it, and two, actually making it happen, because this is something I would have never been able to do on my own. So with all of that being said, you can get your hands on these right now through all the ways I just said a minute ago. And if you do, please let me know in the comments below. I want to see pictures. I want you to tag me on Instagram. I want to see everywhere that these end up. Show me the front brake, back brakes. However, if you put them on a shelf, I don't care. I just love the fact that this idea is now a reality, and I get to ride these on my bike knowing that I came up with it. So with that being said, gotta shout out the people who helped me do this again. Zach at Alienation, my buddy Geoff Meade, and everybody who gave input for what their dream brake would look like. And I hope that you ride these and your dream brake is on your bike because of it. So thank you. This is too cool. Have a good day, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Goodbye.